Hey everyone, welcome back. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome back to another episode of AKP Sports Talk. This is not a relationship dating podcast, so go find something else to watch. This is your sports bed and sports talking. We get like giving out some picks here, but obviously happy Valentine's Day to those who do celebrate. Ari, first off, we're just gonna get right into our picks for today. We got some great games today. I mean, we talk about the game of the day in the college basketball slate, which Ari's going to get into in a little bit first. But here are my three plays that I like today on the hardwood college basketball. My favorite sport as we get closer and closer to March, literally almost a month to the day for March Madness, the selection show Sunday. I'm taking Auburn minus 10.5 here going to the SEC. I'm taking Auburn minus 10.5 here at home. It's about minus 130 here on DraftKings. And look, I'm just taking Auburn. I'm taking the home team in this spot. We talk about how the road and home splits for this Auburn team, are very, very prevalent. On the road, they really struggle in terms of shooting the ball. Their defense is still there, but they can't really shoot the ball well on the road. And then at home, they cover the spread almost every single time, whether it's 10, 15, 5. It doesn't matter what the point spread is. Auburn usually covers in that point. And, even though they are playing a really good South Carolina team who has started to find their stride and, has now entered the top 25, I really do like this Auburn team, at home. I'm just taking the better team at home. Auburn, all year we talk about how, Bruce Pearl and this Auburn team at home, led by, a veteran group, guys like Johnny Broom and, all the rest of that, that Auburn Tigers team, at home. They're one of the better teams at home, and their defense, really is prevalent at home. In South Carolina, they do struggle on the road. So I'm taking this Auburn team in the spot at home. So I'm taking them minus 10.5. I think they win. I like them at minus 9.5, and that line grew to I think 11. So I'm just taking it here at 10.5 here. I think that line is now at 11.5. I will take it all the way up there as well. I think Auburn's going to absolutely roll at home. And then speaking of absolutely roll, I'm taking UConn going to the Big East here. UConn first half minus 14. You just fade DePaul. That's simple. DePaul is the worst basketball team in the Power Five. Like statistically, they are the worst team. In terms of adjusted offensive and defensive rating, they're in the bottom left corner, which means they suck defensively and they suck offensively. And they're playing UConn, who's in the top right corner, which means that not only are they a top team offensively, they're a top 10, they're a top team defensively, a national contending team. A national contending team against the worst team in basketball. I wonder how that one's going to go tonight. Just take the first half, people. And then I'm on Queens here. I'm taking Queens minus 2. Ari, a familiar play as he has taken Queens in the past. We're talking about this offense at home, and they're back at home against North Florida. And even though, this I did like the money line at first, but that line is growing all the way. I think it opened at like 2 or 2.5, and it's growing all the way to 3. I'm just taking a minus 2. I think this team gets the win at home. I'm taking the better offense at home. Simple play. I think Queens is going to get the job done. Their offense, one of the better offenses at home. Ari, we've targeted this play in the past, and these are my 3 favorite plays of the day. I'm taking Auburn. I just think this Auburn team, I'm just taking the better team at home. And then UConn, I mean, DePaul is so bad. I mean, every game for the rest of the season, we're going to be fading DePaul because this team is atrocious. And then Queens just taking the better offense at home. I like Queens in the spot against North Florida, battling the A-Sun at minus 2. I did like the money line, but it's super juice all the way up. I think all the way up now to 160s, minus 166. Just take Queens minus 2. I think it's around minus 130, 135 on DraftKings. UConn first half minus 14. I believe that's minus 115 on DraftKings as well. So those are my 3 favorite picks for this Wednesday here in college basketball. Ari, I know we got a big slate tonight. We had the game of the night. I know you've been targeting this for a while. You circled it as soon as the Super Bowl ended. What are you going in the game of the day between IUPUI and Detroit Mercy?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some call it the game of the year, so far. So I'm just going with the under. Two. They both have bad defenses. They both have bad offenses. I'm just going with the brick fest in this game. They faced off, I believe, in December. And that game, IUPUI won, I think 67-55, if I'm not mistaken. So that game obviously scored under this number. Obviously, the total's inflated because of how bad their defenses are. But then when you take into account how bad shooting teams they are as well, then that kind of balances out. This total being, I think, too high. So I'm going with the under in this one. And then one NBA play. It's kind of tough NBA this time of year, like right before the All-Star break. I'm just going with the Nuggets first half, -2.5 over the Kings. Kings coming off a tough loss late last night against the Suns. Nuggets have lost 2 in a row, including they got crushed by the Kings and the Bucks back-to-back games. I'm looking for them to get revenge here against Sacramento. I believe it's in Denver in this game. They got crushed at Sacramento last Friday, I believe. I'm just taking first half because the Kings are coming off a tough game late last night. So I'm just looking for Denver to get off to a hot start in the first half at home, cover 2.5 against the Kings. So IUPUI Detroit Mercy under 143.5. And then Nuggets first half -2.5 over the Kings today.
I mean, you called it right there. I mean, in the game of the year, as some people are talking about in college basketball, between combined 6-46 IUPUI and Detroit Mercy, you're taking that under. I agree with you there. You talk about how bad these defenses are, but the total is pretty much inflated because of how bad these defenses are. But at the same time, both of these offenses suck too. So I feel like the under is the only really good play here, kind of just fading both of these teams because they both suck. I like your thinking there. And then going back to one of your favorite plays in the NBA, fading a team after a tough win in the first half the previous night, the next day, and then you talk about how the Kings had a tough, gritty win the previous night or tough game the other night, and then obviously now playing the Nuggets. You take them on the first half, especially in this tough spot. Obviously, you mentioned a lot of these teams are playing some of their final games for exciting All-Star week, and we always like to look forward to it. We may have some lines out potentially for some All-Star weekend events. Obviously, be the competition everyone's talking about, Sabrina versus Steph. I know maybe some people got Sabrina money line potentially, but we're gonna get into that maybe as we get into this weekend. But as we wrap up essentially the first half of the NBA, obviously now with All-Star weekend coming up soon, I do like the Nuggets first half -2.5, and then I already talked about a game of the year, IUPUI and Detroit Mercy. I mean, if people know what IUPUI can stand for, I mean, it is Indiana University, Purdue University, and Indianapolis.
They're giving away tickets, buy one get one free to this game. I saw.
Oh, not the BOGO! Oh no, not the BOGO!
If you want to take your Valentine's Day date to a game, if you're in town, then you can get buy one get one free.
I mean, hey, that's a steal right there. I mean, hey, if you got Detroit, anyone in Detroit right now listening to this, buy one get one free. If you got any plans tonight, go hit up Detroit Mercy and watch your under hit right there. So we will be hopefully watching that under hit as well. All these plays, once again, are going to be on our Twitter, AKP Sports Talk. All these plays will be posted as well as our video momentarily. But we'll be back this weekend, as we talked about earlier. We have All-Star Weekend in the NBA, and we don't have many lines. Obviously, we'll have lines for the usual contest, the 3-point contest, dunk contest as well. I believe I don't know. Are they finalized for the dunk contest? Is it those 4 that they've been talking about?
I believe so.
Yeah, with Jaylen Brown, Mac McClung, and I believe
Jacob Toppin.
Yeah, I knew it was one of the Toppin brothers, and one other light skin. I don't know, but we'll obviously Saturday morning we'll have our full list. So we'll be back on Saturday to give our best bets, for All-Star weekend, and of course some college basketball. Another weekend of college basketball as we get closer and closer to March Madness. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That is Ari. I'm Korea. We will see you guys on Saturday for All-Star weekend in the NBA and some more college basketball. See you guys.